everyone. This is Eric. I'm joining you live from Canadian Geographic Education Headquarters in Ottawa, Ontario. And we're thrilled to kick off another Marine Month event, now in our third year in collaboration with the Canadian Marine Careers Foundation. So Marine Month is all about discovering all the incredible people who work in Canada's marine industry, keeping the industry moving. And today we're going to explore another career path connected to our waterways. So a big thank you to all the classes joining us live today. We've got students tuning in from across the country, and really glad that you could all be a part of this today. So for all the students watching here in the background and also on YouTube, in about 10 minutes, we'll open up our Q&A portion where you will be able to ask questions directly to our invited guests today. Feel free to, for those watching on YouTube, please add your questions to the chat, and I'll make sure our guest sees them. And so after our Q&A portion, we will wrap up today with a little Kahoot quiz. Just share that on the screen here. So just kind of to test a little bit what you will learn today. So if you want to take part, you can head to kahoot.it and put in that pin. I'll share the pin as well in the chat a little bit later. All right, so today we are joined by Catherine Parenteau. She is from the Montreal Port Authority. And the Port of Montreal, as you may know, is one of Canada's largest ports, serving as a major hub for trade and transportation. And Catherine is a supervisor of marine works and floating equipment. And she's here today to give us a look at what her role is like and to answer your questions. So without further ado, please welcome Catherine. Hello.
Hi, Eric.
Thanks for joining us today.
Pleasure. Sorry for my voice.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, a lot of, I guess, a little sick today.
Yes.
Well, thanks under the circumstances. Thank you for joining us. We're really happy to have you. So maybe just to start, where I assume you're at the port. Where are you joining us from today?
Yes, I'm currently at the Port of Montreal. So at the headquarters, we are located just across the old Port of Montreal.
Okay, fantastic. And can you maybe just give us a little bit of an overview of the Port of Montreal? What would you say is its mission?
We have several missions for sure. The Montreal Port Authority wants to promote the maritime trade for sure, ensuring safety of our territory, protecting the environment, and supporting Canadian economy. So we make sure that everything runs smoothly. So we are talking about the docks, the port, the road, the railways, everything. So the companies can import and export goods all over the world. So it's just not benefits only Canada, it benefits really everyone in the world.
Right. Fantastic. Well, can you tell us a little bit more about your role and responsibilities?
Yes, so I'm, like you say, a supervisor of maritime work and floating equipment. I'm also fleet captain. So I have like one small cruise ship, one tugboat, one barge, the crane, 2 Zodiac. So, and I have 4 seamen working with me, 4 men. They are amazing. And I make sure that everything... we prepare the docks. So if there's a cruise ship coming in, we prepare the docks, the fenders, to make sure that the ship do not damage the dock and the dock do not damage, the ship as well. So it's like a floating balloon, if we can say. And we inspect the dock, report it to the engineers. Everything that is related to the maritime in the Port of Montreal, we ensure that everything runs smoothly.
Great. Wow. Very interesting. So, we're part of Marine Month. We're trying to learn a bit more about different career paths. So I'm curious, a little bit about your path. So when you think about, when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you were a kid? Was it anything like what you do now?
I would say yes and no. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a pilot. So it's quite similar, if we can say, because it's a transportation, but I wanted to fly and not navigate necessarily. But when I was young, I was in the Marine Cadets and I really loved sailing. So that's why I decided to go in the maritime industry on merchant ships, because the military, it was not. I didn't found it interesting for me, so I decided to go to the Maritime Institute of Quebec in Rimouski. So that's why I'm here now.
Okay, fantastic. So, talking about education, could you tell us a bit more about like what kind of training, what was part of the education that you needed to get into this field?
Yeah, so I did 4 years in, but my, if I can say, I started with the Marine Cadets because I learned a lot during that time when I was a teenager. After that, I went to the Maritime Institute of Quebec in Rimouski. So it's 4 years, 3 years of learning at school and 1 years of training. So you're going on different ships for learning, on site, if we can say. So I really loved it. I sailed during few years, and I went also after that to the university to do a Bachelor of Maritime Studies by correspondence, because I wanted, started to work ashore also to have a family. And I did also a master degree, Master of Maritime Management. But the Bachelor and the Master, it's not mandatory. You can work in the maritime industry without doing a Bachelor or a Master. But and there's also, some other school that you can go. There's you can go for the Coast Guard that is in Nova Scotia, or in the military as well. So there's different options that you can do for sailing, for working in the maritime industry.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's really helpful information for our audience. Okay, well, I'm curious about your job now. Could you tell us maybe something you're really proud of in your career?
Yes, something that I'm really proud of is that I am the first female ice pilot. That means that and I'm still doing it like on my own because I really love sailing, and I do not want to stop completely sailing even if I'm working ashore now. But I go on board vessels during winter in the Gulf of St. Lawrence, and I join foreign vessels that are coming from everywhere in the world. So sometimes I can be on board a vessel with Indians, with Filipinos, with Italians, or people from everywhere. And I do not replace the captain, because the captain remains always the captain on board the ship, but I'm doing the navigation through the ice in the Gulf of St. Lawrence. So this is my specialty. And usually the trip is about like 3 to 5 days, depending the ice coverage. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's really, really cool. So maybe another question. Curious, what is like the farthest or maybe most remote place that that your job has taken you?
The first contracts I have done was with the Canadian Coast Guard. I was wheelsman on board. Wheelsman is the person, that drives the ship, if we can say. And we went to many places in the Arctic, so Nunavut, Hudson Bay, Bay James, and so on. But we went also to Greenland, and Greenland is amazing. It is so beautiful. There was northern lights, like usually here the northern lights are kind of green, but there it was like multicolor. It was full like yellow, pink, purple, name it, all the colors turning above the vessel. It was really, really beautiful. And there was a glacier there. We were at Ilulissat, just next to Disco Island, and there was a glacier that was 8 kilometers long, and it was breaking apart, making the icebergs, and it was full of icebergs. So we had to zigzag between the iceberg. It was just really beautiful. It was amazing.
Yeah. Sounds amazing. Great. Well, maybe could you tell us, is there anything that your job has taught you about yourself?
Yes, I learned about myself that I was someone that is really resilient. Resilient means that you can adapt to all kinds of situations pretty easily, I would say. And when you're sailing, when you're working on board a ship, it is really important to have that type of resilience, because you never know on what kind of ship you will join. Is it a good ship? Is it in good condition? How is the crew? You don't know. Maybe there will be like really nice people. Sometimes it's a little bit more hard, like different kind of people, different kind of personalities. The food, you don't know, is the food good? Is the cook is good? Because the only thing you're doing on board is like working, sleeping, and eating. if one of those three is not nice, it can be, sometimes a little bit more hard, but it's always nice, but it can be a little bit harder. And so that learns that about myself, like all kinds of vessel I went to with all kinds of crew, and I never had like a bad experience. It was always, it was always nice. Yeah.
Great. That's great. Okay, well, maybe one more question from me. Wondering, for our young audience, what advice would you give to students who might be curious about marine jobs?
I would say start. If you have this interest, just start now. Like jump on it. If you want, you can go in the Marine Cadets. You will see, how it looks like, the maritime field, learn about it. You will try. You can go, in training on board some small military vessel. It is really nice and you will learn a lot. Or maybe you can go, on a sailboat if you know someone that has a ship. It's small navigation is still navigation. So you just have to try and to not fear. Sometimes it can be, you can have some resistance, to go ahead. Like, for example, sometimes the school is really far, so you have to move, you have to change of cities, be far from your parents. But it's an amazing experience, and you have to try to see if you really like it or not. So I would say just do not fear and try. Yes.
Great. That's very good advice. Yeah, thank you very much for sharing that insight and your answers. So before we turn things over to our students, I understand you brought a little video for us. So I guess we'll take a look at that now. So give us just a little kind of glimpse into behind the scenes of your role. So let's have a look at that.
Je m'appelle Catherine Parenteau et je travaille pour le port de Montréal et je suis superviseur et capitaine aux opérations maritimes. Mon travail à moi, c'est de gérer les navires de notre flotte, c'est-à-dire un remorqueur, un petit bateau de croisière, 2 zodiacs, 2 barges de travail ainsi que notre grue. Avec mon équipe de 4 marins, on installe les défenses pour protéger nos quais ainsi que les navires qui viennent à nos quais. Et on fait en sorte que les navires peuvent accoster en toute sécurité. On inspecte aussi les installations, les quais, et on s'assure qu'ils sont en bon état. Savez-vous qu'au port, on reçoit des navires qui viennent du monde entier et qui sont plus longs encore que des terrains de football? Chaque journée est différente. Je peux être autant sur l'eau, au quai ou en train de coordonner des opérations. C'est vraiment un métier qui est rempli de défis, d'action et de travail d'équipe. Ce que j'aime le plus, c'est vraiment que je contribue directement à faire fonctionner un des plus grands ports du Canada. En plus de mon travail au port de Montréal, je suis aussi la première femme au Canada à être pilote de glace. Chaque hiver, j'embarque sur des navires étrangers avec des équipages qui viennent de partout dans le monde pour les guider à travers les glaces du golfe du Saint-Laurent. C'est vraiment un défi unique, mais aussi une expérience qui est incroyable dont je suis très fière.
Wow, amazing. That's a wonderful video. Thanks for sharing that. Really cool to see you in your role there, and some beautiful shots of Montreal as well.
Yes.
Lovely. Fantastic. Well, thank you again. So it is time for questions. So we will start with, we have a couple on-camera classes with us today. So I believe we'll start with Morning Glory Public School. They're from Heiferlog, Ontario. So glad to have them. Let's bring them on stage.
Okay. Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Just one question, because we seem to be a little bit shy right now.
No problem.
What are maybe some more specific ways that someone a child who's interested in maritime jobs, what are some options for them as far as getting some experience to see whether they enjoy it or not?
The easy way, I would say, there's the naval cadets and the like the navals, it's for younger, and the sea cadet, the marine cadets it starts at 12 years old. So you have both for the younger and the older, the teenager. So that's my best suggestion. Just go in the sea cadets and try. You will have a lot of experience. You will go on sailboats. They will show you, all the knots and everything that is related and pertaining to the maritime field. It is really, really amazing experience. So that's my biggest suggestion. Or if you can try to take some courses with a sailboat, it can give you like an idea of what it is to be on board, a ship. Even if it is small, it's still a ship,
Yeah, it's a good question. Great.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Any of your questions?
No.
All right.
Okay, no problem. Thanks a lot for joining us today. All right, and we have another class from Captain Mears Elementary School in BC. So let's bring them on stage, see what they have to ask. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, guys. Do you have any questions for Catherine?
I have one. How many ships go in and out of the port of Montreal every year?
Did you hear that? It was, yeah, how many ships go in and out of the port of Montreal each year?
How many ships? Oh my God, it's like something like 2,000 per year, something like this, that comes in and out of the port of Montreal. It's quite a big number, yes.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the biggest ship that you guys have in Montreal?
The biggest ship, we have some really big container ships, and we have also the Espada and the Laurentia de Granier that are, we call them Panamax vessels. So they are quite big. I do not know exactly the length, but now we can have vessels up to 300 meters when it comes to the port of Montreal.
Wow.
Yeah.
What kind of food are you guys eating on like a daily basis?
All kinds of food. It depends, on what kind of ship you are. If you're on Canadian ships, you will eat, no, I would say normal food, like Canadian food, the same food that your parents made for you, I would say. But if you're on Indian ships, that can happen, that you have a contract and you go on a vessel that, like, you have all kinds of people on board from everywhere in the world. And so you will probably eat Indian food. Sometime I'm on board the Ukrainian vessel, so it's Ukrainian food. But my favorites, I will tell you, when I go on board Italian vessels. I love them. Yes. And they have really good espresso. Yes.
Awesome.
What do you guys do in your spare time?
Oh, that's a really good question. But it depends. Sometimes there's a lot of work to be done, so we do some overtime. But we read a lot of. For me, I read a lot of books when I during my spare time on board the ship, or watching movies. Yes. Or if the vessel is at the dock, we can go ashore for a little walk, visit a little bit the place. So this we can do also. Yeah.
What is your working hours? Like how many hours do you work a day?
We work 8 hours a day when we do not do overtime, and we work on shift. So if, for example, your turn mate, there's turn mate, second mate, first mate, captain. So turn mate it does 4 hours. After that, 8 hours off for sleeping and working another 4 hours. So, and we have all the different hours for working. So the turn mate is from 8 to 12, so 8 in the morning to noon, and after that, 20 to midnight.
What's the biggest motor that you have on a ship?
The biggest what?
Motor.
Huh?
Engine.
Engine.
Oh my God. I do not necessarily remember the horsepower or like all these kinds of number. I'm not a marine engineer, but I can tell you, when I go on board a merchant ship, the motor is, my God, it's like a three.
Stories?
No, it's trois étages de haut.
Yeah,
Yeah, 3 stories. 3
Yeah.
stories, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So it's huge. It's really, really huge.
Yeah.
That's
amazing.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, you ask a
Any
question.
other questions?
Do you work year round or just only certain months of the year?
Oh, it's by contract. It depends the company you're working for. Sometimes you will work like 1 month on, 1 month off. Sometimes it's 6 week on, 6 week off. It really depends the company you're working for. It's never the same, but it's not all year long. No, it's too much.
What type of animals do you guys usually see when you guys go on like trips and stuff?
Oh my God, all kinds of animals. I saw a lot of polar bears when I was in the Arctic. When I was on the Mediterranean Sea, a lot of dolphins, and it was crazy because the dolphins loves, jumping around the ship. So you're going forward with the ship, full sea speed, and it makes a wave, and the dolphin loves it. So you go in front of the ship and you see them jumping, and they like it when you watch them jumping, and as soon as you stop watching them, they go away because there's nobody watching them. It's really special. It's beautiful to see, really beautiful.
That's awesome.
Do
Yes.
you guys have like beds on the ships or like hammocks?
Oh no, we have beds. They are not always comfortable. Sometimes they are really good. Sometimes depends the ship, but no, we have beds, no hammocks. Unfortunately, because I would love to have some hammocks outside, to lay down to the sun.
Also with like the rocking of the ship.
Yes, feeling like a baby. It would be nice.
Hmm,
Yeah.
great.
Do
Any
you
other?
guys ever have like any guns on ship or like
Any what?
Do you say guns?
yeah?
Oh,
Guns. Okay.
that's a really good question, but no, we are not allowed to have any guns on ship. So no, it never happens. The only time you can have some arms, it's when you have when it is a special trip and you have like special people like guards on board. That can have them, but they are not allowed to use them. It's weird what I'm saying. They have them, but they cannot use them. But it's really rare that you will see that on board a ship.
Good question. All right. Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, great questions, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. It's really great to have you. All right. Well, before we go, so as promised, we have a little Kahoot quiz that we can do with our students here. So let me add that to the stage. We'll also add the pin in the chat. So maybe, Catherine, just as we wait for those to join, maybe you can tell us one more question for you. Like, could you tell us like what's maybe the weirdest or most unexpected thing or task you've had to do in your job?
One time we got called by our security team because there was, a Canada goose, like the big birds, that was hurt. It was hurt on a dock. So they called us and we were on board the tugboat at that moment. So we sailed to the dock, attached the vessel. I climbed the ladder and get the Canada goose, envelop it, bring it back to our dock. And took care of the bird, and we bring it after that to a refuge to save it. But we are my team. We are the people that we are calling when there's like an animal that needs help. So we are like animal savers, if we can say.
Yeah.
It's our reputation at the Port of Montreal.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely unique.
Yeah.
Unique
It's
thing
not
to do.
it's not part of our responsibilities, but we love animals. So.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Yeah. Wonderful. Well, I guess we've got a few more joining us here. I think they can join late too. Let's get going. We only have a couple minutes here, so see how you guys do. So I believe I've got 4 questions for you. First question. What types of vessels does Catherine operate in her job? So a submarine and a ferry, only military ships, a tugboat, barges, cruise vessel and zodiacs, transatlantic ocean liner. So you did mention this, I think, in your video as well. Let's see how many were able to catch that. Fantastic. Everyone got it. Good job. All right. Currently, Gleaming Butterfly, first place. What is one mission her team sometimes carries out? Your choices there. Excuse me. All right, so teaching, we got transporting passengers, preparing docks, installing fenders, building bridges. Very good. Preparing docks and installing fenders. All right. Green Butterfly, still in the lead. Next question. Which of these remarkable achievements does Catherine hold? She invented a new type of ship. She's the first female ice pilot in Canada. She swam across the Atlantic Ocean. She works alone on a team. All right. Very good. Yeah. So first female ice pilot. So cool. Really interesting job, and definitely I think students hopefully can we go learn more about that sort of role. I think it's definitely a unique job. Okay, and I believe, last question. Why is the Port of Montreal important for Canada? So major hub for importing, exporting goods, mainly welcomes tourists. It builds new ships for other countries. It only manages small boats. All right, well, hopefully you guys caught this one. Fantastic. All right, I guess everyone's perfect today. Fantastic. So definitely paying attention. Good job, guys. Here are our finalists. All right, congratulations to Mystical Fox. Well done. You got it. All right, good job, guys. So that concludes our event today. So just before we tune off here, I just want to say a big thank you to Catherine. Thanks for joining us today and sharing all your stories, your insights and experiences. Really inspiring to hear about your job and your career path as well. So thanks very much for sharing with us today.
A pleasure.
And a big thank you as well to the Montreal Port Authority for supporting Marine Month and helping us bring this event to classrooms across Canada. And a big thank you to all the students who joined us today. Great questions, and really appreciate your curiosity. So we hope we gave you a little bit of insight into some careers in Canada's marine industry. So before we go, just keep an eye out. We have more Marine Month presentations coming up next week. So thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Thank you.